Radiation is intense energy that can cause damage to our body and our internal organs and cause high rates of cancer and radioactive poisoning if you are too exposed to this radiation. It can't be seen or felt until it's too late, which is one of the reasons why radiation is so dangerous. And one of the largest radioactive disasters in history was Chernobyl in 1986, which was the result of both human and mechanical error. And I just wanted to go over this because I think it's an important lesson we can learn from history, because this was the result of cutting out different chemicals and different procedures that were supposed to be built with the reactor to keep it safe, but they were cut out for saving money and things like that, and then also the safety procedures were not followed correctly. And I am Cassim Whitesell. I'm a biochemistry student at Purdue University, so I have a pretty good understanding of general chemistry, so I think I can explain this pretty well for you guys. And I just wanted to go over Chernobyl's historical events and things like that. And to do that, I wanted to explain how the nuclear reactor functions, how it failed, and also how the failure affected the nearby city and the aftermath of the event. So to go over the function of it, the reactor type was an RMBK nuclear reactor. And this blue color here shows cold water that runs into the reactor past these orange bars, which show, in this diagram, they represent uranium, and the uranium reacts to create heat and give off heat, which warms up the water, which is shown as red in this diagram. And this water is heated so much it becomes steam and goes off out here to turn a turbine on the side to generate electricity. And usually nuclear power is very clean, it's very safe as long as things are followed properly. But in Chernobyl, this was not the case. And what happened here is these black bars here are called control rods, and normally they're put in between the uranium to keep the uranium from overreacting and getting too hot. But they were running a safety test and took out most of these control rods, and the uranium got too hot, and they tried to put the control rods back down to prevent it from getting too hot. And because the control rods were not made of the correct materials, they fractured and broke and got stuck halfway in and were not able to go all the way down back into the reactor. And the uranium got too hot and everything superheated in the reactor, which ended up causing an explosion. Now this explosion threw over 8 tons of radioactive material into the surrounding area, causing the aftermath of Chernobyl. So this radiation debris was thrown in an area around Chernobyl's reactor, and this caused 350,000 people to have to be evacuated, including a city nearby called Pripyat. And this area was known as the exclusion zone, and people are not able to safely live here for the next 20,000 years without being exposed to unhealthy amounts of radiation. So I just wanted to go over these 3 points, basically how the reactor functioned, how it failed, and the aftermath of the event, to give you a brief understanding of Chernobyl and the historical event here. And I just think it's important to go over because cutting these costs and cutting the correct safety procedures may have saved them time and money in the short term, but it caused a major historical tragedy. So, thank you for your time. I'm going to show my audience. So, here we go, the dog.